Yes, people, what is happening? Welcome to the Manc Talk. Big up to everybody who's watching. We're back. Premier League football. Come on!
Why are you cheering?
You know what? Good question.
What's he cheering for? Premier League is back. He's never been as happy since Man United haven't played. He's never been as happy.
You know what it is? I've had enough of international football and, everybody's lovey-dovey.
Yeah.
You know, PR statements for captains and all that. This is nonsense, mate. We will get a little bit into that. Yeah, exactly, mate. But how are you, Steve? You all right?
Yeah, I'm good.
Are you done with all your voice notes this morning? You know what I mean? Bloody hell, I was like listening to it thinking, is this Netflix or what?
I had to just put Toby right on a few things, innit?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Football, business things.
Yeah, exactly, man, exactly. Big up to Toby and that, you know what I mean? But I don't know if you had a few drinks and that last night, but you had a few things.
I think he's on the pina coladas every night. Tottenham, innit? The only way you can be a Tottenham fan and get through the season is basically get on the piss every night.
You know what it is, man, you know what I mean? Obviously, I can't drink, but, there's other things, drink water and that, you know what I mean? But yeah, exactly. But Steve, man, Premier League is back, you know what I mean? This is the business end for you for the season.
Yeah.
For us, I feel like it's pretty much over, but it's exciting now. Premier League is back. This is the last hurrah, if you call it, innit?
Yeah, 9 games, 9 cup finals.
Yeah.
2 teams have pulled clear. We've left the door open for them a little bit. They've got the foot in. We need to make sure we do what we've done before, take every game as it comes. And Pep Guardiola's got to get this team over the line. And look, us as fans, it's a roller coaster. Going to Burnley tomorrow. A little bit nervous. I've said it before. Anna these big games.
You know what? To admit that you're nervous, that just shows you. This is real now, isn't it?
No, it's a weird feeling. You do, because every scenario's played out in your head. Because you think to yourself, okay, we go there tomorrow, we beat Burnley. It's back on their toes. We could be second tomorrow.
Yeah,
before we go into the game. So at the end of the day, it's going to be topsy-turvy. And then you think, right, we win, we go there, we play Liverpool with 4 points ahead, 1 point ahead, and then you think, we get beat, and then it's all going around in your mind, you know.
Yeah, you know what it is, because at the end of the day, Liverpool, man, they're in it, man. And you know what, man, it's very, very, for me, alarming at this rate, because you've got Man City trying to get another league title, then you've got Liverpool trying to get that elusive 20, you know what I mean? Right now, it's like two people trying to rob your house, you know what I mean? You never want to choose, but this is the reality. Liverpool are on your coattails. They come in, they play before you as well. Watford, for me, psychologically, you know what I mean? I've been in Premier League title races, you know what I mean? When you play first and you get your win, you can just relax and see what you guys are doing over there. And Burnley will play up to it, because they'll say, you know what, we were the team that stopped Man City from winning the league. You know what I mean? And it's a reality, because at the end of the day, Burnley, I know you've got a couple of wins over there, but they're still one of them teams where I think, they don't make it easy for you.
No, listen, I said it before, Burnley are very much a community football club, and they're on the verge of going out in the Premier League. Now, if Burnley drop out the Premier League, it's going to have a massive effect on the football club and the community. So they've got their own cup final to play for. So we're going in there, the big dogs. They're going in there as the underdog, Burnley, who've just got to try and rattle us up. And I think it's going to be tough. And I think, I think we'll win. I think we will get the win. But I think it's not going to be as easy as people think.
You know what I mean? I think Grizzly's enjoying life in Dubai. He's chilling, man. He's on the boat and that. He might be a bit shaky, the boat, but he's chilling. He's got his flip-flops out. He's living the life.
Boats and toes. Boats and toes. That's all I see. Boats and toes. Not boats and hoes. Boats and toes. But yeah, no, Grizzly's living the dream, mate. But like I say, for 3 quarters of the season, not heard much from him.
Yeah, well, there you go.
You give him a little squeak of it, and all of a sudden the chest is out. I said this, I said that, I said that. But listen, we know.
A lot of people are like that. The Liverpool fans, they do tend to do that, though.
They were singing they're going to win the league the other week. No, I like confidence, and fair enough, but...
You feel like he hasn't been there when it matters the most?
Listen, it's very, very easy to come out of the closet when your team's 1 point behind and you think you might win the league, but you need to come out of the closet when it's the beginning of the season, when you've got to get your chest out, like me. I said, it is what it is, we're going to win the league. He predicted second, I think, didn't he?
Yeah. Exactly.
But it is what it is. Listen, they're close, they're confident, the tails are up. Let them go. It's going to be the best team that wins it.
And hopefully it's Diaz going to be back, and your team. Is it?
He won't make it. He won't make it.
No.
This week, I've got a feeling Nathan Ake is going to play.
you know what I mean, that workhouse, man, you know what I mean, jumps over Naifadaki. It's going to be a tough battle, you know, because at the end of the day, this is where the, you know what I mean, pressure, you know, you these kind of players, this is where they earn their money, innit? You know what I mean? When you want, in that, I bet you'll take a 1-0, anything, just
100%,
flip.
yeah.
Anything.
We just got to keep the ball. If we keep the ball, I can't see him getting the ball off us.
Crystal Palace, though, they played.
Palace was hard. It was that Monday night hard thing. Yeah, we just couldn't get through. We need to get through. If we get an early goal...
You feel about Guardiola's stubbornness to not change it around, to not tinker around, to not maybe kind of put on a substitution because he thinks, you know, I know what Pep Guardiola's doing. If you have the ball right now, yeah, and you're keeping it, you're moving it, you bring a player, he disrupts that.
Exactly, that's what.
Yeah, he said. I get it, but then the other side of it is, you know, maybe is his own kind of own downfall because he's a master of perfection. He wants the ball to go in that box, but then he wants to do what he did in the training ground and then replicate that. It doesn't always happen. Do you know that? It doesn't always happen. And I think sometimes Champions League final, I reckon that Champions League final, he must have seen that Rodri and who else he played? Gundogan and De Bruyne. They all played on that training ground. They were unbelievable, and he thought, you know what? Let me replicate that.
The Champions League final didn't play any DMs.
Sorry, he didn't play Rodri. No, he didn't play Rodri. And De Bruyne. Who did he play?
I can't remember who he played.
He played Gundogan. There's one more. Let me know in the comments, people.
I've erased that game out of my memory.
Yeah. Have I given you flashbacks?
Yeah, sorry, just let me mate about.
Yeah, sorry about that, people. You know what I mean? But yeah, go on.
Like work life goes on, and people are mithering me. But
yeah.
No, it is. What was he talking about? The Champions League game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think he openly admitted he got it wrong. He openly admitted he got that wrong, and at the end of the day, sometimes he does strive for perfection. But I understand the rhythm side of it, where you don't want to be upsetting the rhythm. So he didn't make a sub. I mean, sometimes he makes a sub and it works. Sometimes you don't make a sub and it works. It is what it is. I'm not dwelling on it. We just got to get the job done.
You got to get the job done, and for me, it's a massive, massive game. Liverpool, they'll play. I think is it Watford. You know, you expect them to get the 3 points there. You know what I mean? But it's going to be a tough one, man. I think for me, it boils down to this game here, and then it boils down to next week. In between, sandwich in between the Champions League game as well. So Guardiola has to still have one eye on that one, even though Liverpool have got Benfica, so they can go all out for that Watford game, knowing that they don't have to worry about the Benfica game. So
we've got Madrid.
It's a massive week for you lot. You know what I mean? You got this game, you got the Benfica game. Obviously, we'll touch on next week when it comes to it, but it's a massive, massive defining week for Man City. Again, you know what? I think you should embrace it because that's what it's all about, football.
Yeah, of course. I'm excited by it. I mean, I'm going to the game tomorrow, and there's a bit of something about it. Sometimes, last 10 games of the season, I mean, you can just go there and think there's nothing to play for. You enjoy your football, you go home. This is if we get beat tomorrow at Burnley, it's well and truly we're in the shit.
But then again, it's a cup final against Liverpool, isn't it? You know what I mean?
We've got that coming up. We've got the Atletico Madrid home and away. We've got the FA Cup semi-final. You know, we're in the mix.
Then you got Wolves. A lot of teams who are low block will sit back and then kick you on a counter. So this is probably the biggest litmus test when you think about it. Biggest test for
We've
Guardiola.
done it before. We've had these run-ins where we have to win. We had to win 14 straight, I think it was, and we did it. And I think Guardiola knows how to do it. He's going to sit him down this week. He's going to say, look, this is what you need to do. Think about this, do that. And I think it's just going to come down to the team with the biggest balls at the end of it. You know what I mean?
And the biggest strength in depth as well. You know what I mean? Talking about strength in depth, the Premier League rules has now changed to 5 subs you can bring on next season. I think there's external factors in the fact that they don't want people kind of getting burned out before the World Cup, but who's to say that this will carry on for next season? There's 2 ways you look at it. I think for the big clubs it does benefit them. I generally do it as a firepower, but I also think for me, why can't people just keep things how it was? We've known the Premier League for how many years?
The thing is, if you're in a top side, you can play it up to 20 games a season more than a lower side. So it's good to freshen it up and give players games. There's times I've watched Man City, we've been 3 or 4-0 up, and you think you could throw a couple. Of kids
true.
But then there's the other side of it. Someone said to me, it benefits the big clubs because, say, Man City are playing Norwich and it gets to the 80th minute.
That is the point.
Man City can bring on 3 strikers, 4 or 5 strikers, and win the game. But Norwich, whose defence is fucked, can bring on a whole new back four and stand solid for 15 minutes.
What if they don't have the back four, new back four?
No, but I'm just saying they can do it.
Yeah.
If you've got a back, say your two centre halves are knackered and City's bombarding them, you could get two centre halves off the bench and say, right, you're fresh, you've got 10 minutes to hold this game out for us. Get on the pitch and do it. So it works both ways. I'm not having that.
You know, it does work both ways, but I think, you know what I mean, the first four that are on that pitch and are getting battered, I suspect they're the best first four for Norwich. And that's why maybe the argument comes in. When you bring your firepower on, Guardiola's got the array of talents of using Sterling and Mahrez. When you look at them both together, they both have better, qualities between them. So I get it. But my thing is, Steve, is 0-0. Sorry, it's 20 minutes to go. A team of a big caliber like Man City can say, you know what, we're 10 men down. But then they could bring a whole new 5-11 and still win the game in the next game if it's still 0-0. And that, for me, I just feel like the competition of the game, keep it how it is. Even the VAR thing, a lot of people say...
you can bring 3 on now. So it's only another 2.
Yeah, it's only another 2. I get that. But then it's another 2 that could win the game. I get what you mean in terms of...
But is it going to be good for the English football development if you've got young players on the bench?
Yeah,
and
true.
Then you bring your 3 subs on and you're winning 4-0 and you've got 2 18-year-olds, you can throw them on.
Yeah, true. You know what? That is a good point. That is a good point. But I think what we know is 3 subs. What we know is... I feel like the VAR now is gave a license to referees to be what they are now, to rely on technology.
I think 3 subs is not enough. Not in today's game when you've got 40 odd squad players and you've got like academies and development squads and shit like that. I think, and
are we just moving with the times now? Is this what the reality is?
So.
Maybe this is the reality, people, that we are moving with the times and the 5 subs. And also when you look at Europe,
it'll happen.
Yeah.
The first time a team brings on extra subs and wins the game, everyone will moan. But then there'll be a time where a smaller team brings on extra subs and holds out, or maybe wins the game.
You know what?
People will go, it works both ways.
Yeah.
Simple.
Yeah, 100%. I think, you're right in that situation where I think, it all comes down to for me, where the Premier League have just got to make sure it's nothing that they look at and deem that they can take an advantage of. I just think there's a lot of things going on at the minute with the Premier League and whatnot, and there's a lot of commercial side of it and getting in the hand of the Premier League. Just keep the Premier League and the integrity of the Premier League the same. I think that's what I just look at. Keep the Premier League. Don't try and mess it all up. I'm just worried that I feel like we're changing. It's almost changing the kind of the competition a bit. And I think sometimes just keep it as it is and just try, because I grew up in the Premier League, 3 subs. You know what? This is how it's played. Benefited out on the offside. Whatever. I think maybe times are changing. We've
played the games this season where we've been like 4-0 up, and we've brought the subs on. There's 20 minutes to go. We're 4-0 up, then you've got Liam Delap and James McAtee sat on the bench.
Yeah.
Now you could bring them on for 20 minutes there. That's valuable experience. 20 minutes in the Premier League, that's valuable. And I think there's probably teams where, on the other end, where a lower team might be getting beat 3 or 4-0 and think, fucking hell, my fullback's struggling here, or I've got a game in midweek here, I could do with freshening it up a little bit. So I think it'll be a good thing. I think once the season starts and we do it, I think it'll be good.
Yeah, I think it would be good, especially with them teams on the lower end of the league. How do you rate this relegation battle? It's a tough one, man. I think Everton, you know what, man? I think Everton will get relegated,
Well, I mean, Everton, if they do, they're going to be in a mess. They
will, man. They got a lot of players.
A lot of debt.
Big wages. A lot of debt, mate. You know what? I look at Everton.
Stadium to build.
Yeah.
Stadium's being built.
Stadium's been built. I tell you what, mate. They could be one of them clubs that could be having a state-of-the-art, stadium in the Championship because... And can they with how, is that stadium going to be built on debt? What's going on? How the resource around the city? How's that going to help?
It doesn't.
You don't want to be coming onto a Championship club, do you?
It doesn't help when the other mob across the road, down in how we felt, when your team's in the shit and the other team, your rivals, doing so well, it hurts, man. And they're gonna feel it. And if Everton drop out of this Premier League, it'll be a long time before they get back.
Should people really feel sorry for them? Maybe the fans, yeah. But should people really feel sorry for Everton?
I don't feel sorry. I don't feel sorry for no one. Because no one felt sorry for us. So it is what it is. No, it is what it is. I don't feel sorry for you because you're shit. No, I think it's great. So at the end of the day, you wouldn't. If Man City got relegated, you wouldn't be in
I
here
wouldn't
saying
give a
to
shit.
me,
Yeah.
"Oh, I feel sorry for you," and that. You'd be just laughing.
No, but I'm saying for Everton.
No,
I don't feel sorry for them. That's my point.
I don't
feel sorry for them.
I don't feel sorry for no teams. At the end of the day, your team's your team, and how they run is how they run. We've been run badly in the past and gone down and been absolute shit. That was down to us. It was our fault. And Everton's the same.
Everton's the same.
They throw a load of money at it, the Dele Alli and all that in the transfer window.
It's hard played.
I mean, how can you go from Carlo Ancelotti to
Frank Lampard,
James,
yeah,
right, and all them boys, and then all of a sudden you go Rafa Benitez, Solomon Rondon, Damari Gray, fucking Andros Townsend, and then now you've gone to Frank Lampard, to Dele Alli. It's a fucking mishmash of bullshit.
Yeah. I think they don't have an identity, man.
They don't know where they're going.
No,
You've got the Ancelotti and that James. You thought, you know what, Everton are making moves. They've got a stadium coming up. They've got a world-class manager. You think Everton are doing well. Then all of a sudden they go and get Rafa Benitez, Desperado, Rondon, shit. Townsend, shit. Damari Gray, 1.5 million, great signing for that money, but should never been anywhere near it.
Course.
And then now, oh shit, what do we do now? All right, let's grab Frank Lampard and throw another load of money at it. But I think Everton are just in a desperado. If they go down, could be curtains for them for a while.
You think so? Wow. For me, I think, you know what, man? I think sometimes when a club hits it, similar with like Stoke, they were in the Premier League for so many years, and then they started tailing off. Same with Bournemouth. You know what I mean? Like there's certain clubs you get to that level, and you know what? You've been in the Premier League for years. Everton have been in the Premier League for 30 odd years, haven't they?
They've never been relegated.
Yeah.
Everton, never. So they're the only team, I think, to not do it. Them and someone else, I think. But at the end of the day,
Watford are in there. Who else is in there?
Burnley.
Who's your three to get relegated?
Norwich, Watford, Burnley.
You think so?
Yeah.
That's you know what, I'm putting Everton in there. I think Burnley could do it. You know what?
How about
I look
Leeds?
at Burnley. Hey,
What about Leeds?
No, I think they've just about done enough. I think that result against Wolves and the result last minute winners, got a couple of last minute winners. I think they're just about. I think this American guy, you know what I mean? He speaks well. I think you know what? I think Leeds just having up. You know why I think Leeds? Because the game's always end to end. They've got a chance of winning. They're not the team that sits back and just kind of, what Lampard's doing at the minute. No, they don't sit back.
I think getting rid of the Muppet on the bucket saved them, because they were only going one way with him.
Yeah,
one way, and that was down to the pits of hell.
So you know what? Marcel. I did say Marcelo Bielsa's sacking was justified. A lot of people said no, but he's got sentiment. Doesn't take your club anywhere.
A loyalty and emotion can blind them sometimes.
Absolutely.
But if that's at the expense of your football club getting relegated, you've got to take a look at yourself and think, you know what, fucking hell. City's done it. I've done it in the past before.
Yeah.
I've stuck by players and defended them to the hilt when really they shouldn't have been defended.
I was quick on it with Ole because I thought the club's going a different direction. And I feel like we're getting involved. We're getting.
Speaking of him, I seen him again at Old Trafford the other day. Some guy put a picture on. He was watching the.
Yeah, I think his
team.
daughter plays for the women's team.
He needs to fuck off now. What's he hanging about?
Yeah,
he's after a job, innit? Right, Man United. Give Ollie a job, steward. You know what I mean? He let him drive that little lawnmower about on the pitch. Just give him. So he wants to be a part of it. It's like one of them. It's like when one of them guys that loses his job in Asda.
Yeah, I know.
And he's in Asda every fucking day, wounded, because that's what Ollie's like.
I know. You know
what?
If
we go to Old Trafford now, I bet he's outside.
But he could be. He could
walking
be, man.
About and that, looking in.
I think he probably still thinks his job is still. You know, he might get another job at United. The way United are doing, you know what I mean? Well,
you might want the women's job.
Maybe.
Because I tell you what, no one's knocking on the door for Ollie at the minute, are they?
Listen, people told me that, he'd be great for another club.
If you manage the so-called biggest club in the universe, get carted.
Fucking hell, man. I seen it.
Yeah, get carted, and then no one come knocking, mate.
Yeah. But you know what it is, I always said Ollie was a novice manager and he wasn't it. But again, a lot of people was playing on the sentiment, you know what, but he was a 99.
Yeah, you do it. And I mean, listen, I would have done, it's like Vincent Kompany or someone coming to us.
Nah, you know what? That's the one thing as well. Do not get a legend in your club.
No, well, this is what I mean.
Do not, mate. Because it will play on your emotions.
Wayne Rooney wants to come back to you.
But do you know what? Nah. Wayne Rooney, one of my idols as a player. No, mate, I'm sorry. No ex-legend is coming to United. And even Rio as well. You're not coming in to do no DOF or anything like that, mate. You stay on Vibe with 5. That's your lane and that. You're doing well over there. chill. Every ex-player, stay away from our club, because at the end of the day, you're not fit for the role. You're not fit for purpose. Because
talking about United, then, right?
Yeah.
What's all this about the ground getting sold or something, or the land being sold?
I think you know what, it needs a lot of renovation. United needs a lot of renovation. When you look at it, it's an industrial site. There's a lot of factories there. There's a lot of
still leaking.
Roof's still leaking. You know what the worst thing is? Yeah, Steve. Yeah. You know, they painted the picture, and literally they painted Old Trafford at the front. You go through under that Munich tunnel.
Yeah, around that side.
It's rusty.
Shithole, man.
It's a shithole. And you know what, man? That's what Man United is, though. Outside looks good, and the inside is shit.
I don't think the Glazers can afford to spend like 500, 600, 700 million upgrading the stadium. So what I was reading this morning is that they might be like selling a bit of the land to some like finance leasing company.
Yeah,
that just doesn't sound right to me.
No, it doesn't.
That looks like it's shaky ground. Now.
Yeah,
Once you start selling land from underneath your feet,
yeah, of course,
people in control of your football club's going down the drain there.
But they rely on this. This is the problem. They bought United through a loan as well, by the way, and they bought it on depth as well. You got to realise United at that point was struggling financially. And they came and it's made it worse. But they're using United. They're using leverage on Man United and their kind of assets in terms of commercially. Yeah, that's what they make their money off. They don't really have that much amount of money. When you look at it, they've got everything from United.
Yeah, they have.
Every single thing that they've done is from United.
They've taken a lot of money out.
That's what I'm saying. Have they put a lot of money in? No. Why didn't they invest that outside Old Trafford? Why have your owners invested in Old Trafford? Because Man City said, you know what, you've got to make a pledge to go and re-establish the whole of East Manchester. And you look at it now, the whole of East Manchester.
If Sheikh Mansour had came in and done what the Glazers doing at United, because what the Glazers do is they spend a bit of money to keep you guys happy.
There you go.
Right? They take the dividends.
Yes.
But they forgot about everything else.
Absolutely.
So you got the women's team training in porter cabins or changing in porter cabins or whatever they said it was. You know yourself at Old Trafford. You know yourself it's not the greatest.
Yeah.
But what City had to do, we had to invest in the match day experience, invest in a training academy, invest in all that. We've had to invest. I mean, and this is where it's caught United up, because people have been blind by Man United and the loyalty and all this, the day out at Old Trafford and all that. Now you're looking round. It's like you going to Disneyland, yeah? If you went to Disneyland for 10 years and Walt Disney Enterprises didn't give it a lick of paint, you'd go there and you'd end up looking at the pleasure beach. You'd be like, wow, this is shit in here, man. Innit? I'm not paying $3,000 to be going on these rickety old roller coasters, innit? But what Walt Disney do is they freshen it up, innit? They freshen it up all the time. They paint it up. They get new characters.
You know what?
It's everything's cool, and then everyone's happy. Yeah. But the match going experience at United now for you, when you go, you're slowly seeing it decay, innit?
Decay, mate. You know what I mean?
Do you know what you should do when you go Old Trafford next year? Put a piece of chewing gum on the wall or something, yeah, and see how many fucking seasons it stays there for. There's no one's cleaning it.
You know what, man? It's like high school, isn't it? When you put chewing gums underneath. Oh my god, mate. That's what Man United is.
Do you remember that bomb scare at Old Trafford? That was because someone put a fake. They did a bomb training.
You know what?
Nobody cleaned the bogs, man. So the old plastic bomb was there, and the game got abandoned.
And also, they didn't check the toilets.
That's what I'm saying. No one's cleaning that. Doreen, the cleaner, just ticking the thing on the door, innit? Doreen, check this bog at 10:30.
You know what? We should have laughed, but you know what, man? It's crazy. That's what United are, man. That is crazy. I remember
Doreen
that game as well. Bournemouth
Doreen
game.
FC.
It's, you know what, man, our club is we can't even still find a flip.
No, but
manager.
it is
what I don't know what's this interview process, Steve.
I don't
know. You have a job now. You got your business, right? Interview process, bam, bam, bam. You know your man.
Yeah.
What's this? But they're waiting for this. I don't want to say that name yet, but they're waiting for Pochettino. They're waiting for him because at the end of the day, and how can you wait for a manager who's been sacked? I'm sorry, man. For me, I don't feel right. But again, it's a disaster waiting to happen.
I just think no matter who you get in, the club's a bit of a mess. No matter who you get in, the most important thing you've got to give that person is time.
Time. Time.
And the fan base is that mad, and it's gone that far, and they're that starving now. They ain't got patience in them. No. You're going to get the old school Reds from back in the day that have seen it a bit, who'll give the manager time, but the new generation don't know about the word time.
But I think the fan base, if I'm being honest with you, they're clashing because they've got different expectations. The young generation want to win. Yeah. They want to see trophies. Yeah. They're like, you know what, sack anyone. If he's not doing anything in the year, sack him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Then you've got the older generation who say, you know what, we're keeping the principles of Man United of giving time. And then now there's that big clash. And then you've got people saying, I've been here since the 70s. I've seen this club through thick and thin. I've seen this manager and Sexton and this. And you know what? We do it right. We give managers time. But then, how can you put that onto the younger generation who have not seen the trophy? My mate Adam, yeah, he's bringing his son. This is a David Moyes era, and he's not seen nothing.
Well, fucking hell.
Well, there you go then.
I have 30 years before I started seeing that.
Yeah. So you're trying to say it's hanging there. But then again, you didn't have social media, though, did you?
No, but what I'm trying to say is these United fans, some of them are entitled. They think that it's their God divine right to win trophies. It's not anymore. It's not. You've
not until the club fucking fix up.
No, but the club have got to fix up. Because you know what makes it worse? I mean, if say like Leicester won the Premier League, we knew it was a great achievement, and it's probably not going to happen again, right? But they you know, they're making a really good football club. They're rebuilding. The fans are happy. They won the FA Cup. They're getting the odd trophy here and there. United at the minute, from where United was, winning trophies, it's hard to take when you don't win trophies. If you're used to winning trophies, listen, it's going to happen at City. There's going to be a period at City coming up in the future where we're not going to be as good as we are.
Guardiola leaves.
Right. No, but they said that when Mancini left, Pellegrini came in. He said it when Pellegrini left Guardiola.
But it's different though.
Yeah, but this is different. But listen, Mancini won the league. Pellegrini won the league.
Yeah, true.
And Guardiola won the league. But at the end of the day, that's why City, if you look at City, they're setting up an infrastructure that if Guardiola does leave, the next one slides in.
It's sustainable to everyone.
So every year they're ticking along nice. The ball's rolling at City and we're doing well. But when Man United, they've dropped the ball in a big pile of shit.
And now what they're doing is
pick it up, clean it off, and go again. And that's the problem.
You can't do that.
It's hard.
You know what? You need a new revamp. Sometimes you need to renovate the whole place.
I think Ragnick's brought a little bit of stability.
Yeah, of course he has done. But the thing is, though, he's an advisor, and what they're doing is they're keeping him at bay and saying, you know what, you're an advisor, so we're going to tell you, but we'll need you when we want to. You know, we will need you when we call for you.
Is Pochettino going to go in that Man United boardroom and say, Maguire's not good enough, Rashford's not good enough, Ronaldo's he's too old now, Lindelof's not good enough, Bailey's not good enough, Luke Shaw's not good enough, right? What guarantees is he going to do that? No. And this is what I'm saying. So whoever you bring in is going to have to work with that same old shit. Yeah. And that shit.
But I feel like Ten Hag will come in because he's done 2 rebuilds at Ajax. I think he'll look in and he'll come with a more of a sterner approach. I think with Pochettino, I think, you know what?
Them players can't do what Ten Hag wants them to do.
No.
Right? So the only way Ten Hag can succeed for me is if I said to you what he did. He comes in Man United, puts an open letter to the fans and say, look, I've got a project, I'm going to get it right, I've got a lot of dead wood to clear,
2-3 years.
Please back me, and I promise you'll have a football team you can be proud of.
Yeah,
if he comes out and says that to the fans, all the fan base, no matter whether you're young or old, you've all got the same statement, and you know what he's going to do.
Yes.
Right? But if he doesn't, and he comes in, they're going to expect miracles.
Absolutely.
And looking at that Man United team, you can't make miracles with that.
You're right. You know what? If he says what you just said there, he says 2-3 year plan.
And then if you started bringing in under 21 players, under 20 players, and maybe you got beat maybe the first season you finished 6th, but you got rid of 7 or 8 players and brought in some younger ones. Then the season after, you had a really young, fresh squad. Wasn't quite good enough to get in the top 4, but you could see it like a bit like Arsenal now. You can see it going. That's year 2, and then year 3 he adds 1 or 2 different marquees, and then you're back in the big time. Then the whole structure of the club looks good.
Yeah. There needs to be a project. There needs to be a process.
It's a big project, man.
Hey, listen, man.
It's a big project.
I just think for me, you got to get the fan base involved in it. You know what I mean? You got to get.
If you can finish second, and get to a European final, then sign Sancho, Varane, and Ronaldo, and finish fucking 5th, 6th. There's problems there, mate. It's
problems. You know what I mean? And also, you know what I mean? It was. I think others were kind of cleaning up. Liverpool had big injuries, cleaning up. Chelsea cleaned up. Conte now. So I don't know. Time will tell. But what are you going for predictions, Burnley? You think you're having them?
2-0.
2-0. I'm going for 1-1 Leicester. I don't think we'll get a result.
I've gone for Leicester to beat you.
Yeah. Listen, mate. It could be curtains for me. That's the season's dead.
I think United are pre-season vulnerable now,
yeah, vulnerable. That's the.
I think they're vulnerable. I think Harry Maguire's head's not on it. Rashford don't want it. Lingard don't want it. Ronaldo's probably cares more about the World Cup and shit that's coming up and things. Listen, it's mad for Man United fans, and listen, that's not me.
On the blue side, mate. You know what I mean? It's blue skies, isn't it?
It's all right. Listen, we can't moan. We're enjoying it. Top of the league.
Top of the league. By the end of the video, you might not be top of the league, but anyway.
Tomorrow, by this time, might be second.
Exactly, mate. Exactly. What are you going to say then? Second in the league?
Second in the league. I'll probably just get the trophy out there and go, we still got this though.
There you go, exactly. But people, this has been the Manc Talk. Next week we've got a special guest. Should we tell them what? You know what?
Don't tell them. No.
People, next week, Manc Talk. Make sure you're there. We have a special guest. Could be fireworks here. Might have to get some security there to kind of maybe sort it out.
This is not to do with me, by the way.
Yeah.
So if you come next week and I'm not here,
yeah,
then you realise my thoughts on it.
There you go, people.
No, listen, this show, we've got guests are actually mithering us to come on this show.
Yeah, they are.
We've just been, just ticking along nice, and we just got it right. So if you can think of the guest you want on next week, leave it in the comments. If there's any guest, Man City fan or Man United fan, get it in the comments and we'll try and get it on. Who do you want to see Big Steve go up against? Who do you want to see Saeed go up against? Get it in the comments. Let us know and we'll try our best.
What about a Liverpool fan? You want him?
No. We don't have people like that.
Listen, people, only Grizz. Big up to everybody who's watching, people. Please make sure you like the video. And please, let's get Steve to 10K, man.
10K, man.
You know what I mean? So let's get 10K. Steve to 10K. Make sure you go follow me on all his socials. And hopefully, when I get to 50K, there'll be a big giveaway coming on the channel. So make sure you stay locked in for that. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. And we'll see you soon, guys. This has been a Manc Talk. Peace.